Today we're going to talk about naming the sides on a right angled triangle, and I just happen to have a right angled triangle here. But there's only one side that I can name straight on up. That is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse can be easily found. It's the longest side of a right angled triangle. Sometimes they're upside down or mixed in with other shapes. So you can always look opposite to the right angle and you can find the hypotenuse. So I'm going to write hypotenuse on the longest side of this right angled triangle. Well, I'm going to struggle to write hypotenuse, but there it is. I've written hypotenuse on the longest side of the right angled triangle. We're naming the three sides of a right angled triangle, and that's all I can do because there's no reference angle for me to go by. So the other two sides, who's to say which is which? But if you put in an angle that I'm going to refer to, then I can tell you what the names of the other two sides are. So let's put an angle in. How about this angle here? I'm going to call that theta. From the Greek alphabet, it's just a pronumeral. It's just when you're doing work in geometry, often with angles, you label them with Greek letters instead of X, Y, and Z. We call it alpha, beta, in this case, theta. So if I'm referring to that angle, well, then I can easily see what side is opposite to it. I just go straight opposite to it. And I'm going to label that side, surprisingly, the opposite side. Opposite. And finally, the remaining side is the side that's, well, it's next to the angle. I mean, so is the hypotenuse next to the angle, but it's already taken. So the side that's next to the angle, I'm going to call the side that's next to the angle. Well, that's a bit silly. That's too big a word. So what's another word meaning next to? Adjacent. We're going to call that the adjacent side because it's next to the angle. So it's right there, right next to the angle, the adjacent side. Okay, it's important to be able to label the sides of a right angled triangle because we're going to have to refer to these sides further when we're doing the trigonometry topic, and for people to be able to talk about things in a precise way, they've got to have the right names for things.